straighten me out there just a little bit. I hope you're having a great day whenever it is that you see this. At the moment, in the now moment, it is a Friday afternoon on September 11th. And I wanted to talk to you about dreaming. I also want to talk about how it's going to look different in each and every part of your journey. Each of our stages, we encounter different ways to dream, and we have to use different techniques and tools because we're working through different aspects of deprogramming, right? So dreaming about this big, fabulous life, when you're in your early days of healing, it feels unrealistic. It feels unattainable. It seems impossible because all we can see in our now moment at that point is looking at things like income and debt and what it takes to make your way in the world based on the constructs that exist in that set of programming. And then as you begin to work through those things and feel into yourself and learn about your value and accepting your value, and you grow and you step into who you really are, you begin to realize that you are actually the money. You are the abundance. You are the creator of the reality that you exist in. So at each of these stages, we experience different ways that we can do this to create and co-create the reality we really want to be in. So the reason I really wanted to talk about this today was to talk about a couple of different techniques that you can use when you're first starting out, how you are envisioning the world that you want to live in. And what better time to be doing it than right now? Not just because you deserve it, but because we are in a year that exists outside of linear time, essentially. I've been calling it that all year. It's like a year out of time that just sits in a bubble. And we're processing all of this really, really deep stuff and all the things that you see around you right now. The literal and metaphorical fires that are burning, all of this is the old world burning away. It's falling away. It's that ugliness being brought to the surface. Things that have existed for millennia. None of this is new space that we're in. You're just actually seeing it where it had been previously hidden. The light is shining on it, and so therefore you can see it. In that middle of that, depending on where you are in your self-healing journey, you experience and encounter it in a different way, and that can really prevent you from believing that you can actually achieve the things you want to achieve. And it doesn't matter what we're talking about you achieving. Just think about your life as you want to create it. The things that are present in your life, how you feel, how you look, how you experience the day-to-day, how you experience your relationships, how you do your work, all of those things are actually up to you and you alone. Let that one sit for a second. This is where self-sovereignty and free will come in. So, depending on the stage you're at in your journey, you're going to understand and have more awareness around that. But let's say you're more in the beginning and you're looking around right now and you're like, there's just no way anything that I want can possibly happen because of COVID, because we're restricted, because there's a travel ban, because. List your long list of things that you believe are preventing you from actually being able to create the reality you want. And then sit with each of those and recognize each one as potentially an actual excuse, if you will, because you haven't identified what that thing is yet. So you can sit with each thing and use your intuition to understand, is this truthful or is this not truthful? And by doing that, we're actually able to determine where the truth lies, because we can listen to our intuition, listen to that gut feeling that you have, and understand, is this really truthful or can I overcome this thing, right? Sometimes we do have things like travel ban. I would really like to be in Scotland right now, but I can't get there because currently Americans cannot travel to Scotland. Now, that is something that I have to work within, but it doesn't stop me from continuing to create the reality I want. All the other things are there. I'll be in Scotland when I get to Scotland, right? So we have to be able to look at these things differently. So here's one of the best tips I've ever used. I used to use life or dream mappings with people to identify what you would consider quote unquote a perfect day, using it to map out about 15 different areas of your life. I found that people were still stuck because they put limitations on something that feels so real and tangible. Like putting it on a paper still is creating a type of limitation in your mind, because the first thing that you want to do is say, well, this won't work because I don't have the money to do blank, or this won't work because I don't have the education or the training to do blank. So we start putting limitations in place. But what I want you to do is think about building your own VR game. If you were entering into a virtual reality game and you put the visor on and you're ready to look at this, think about what your avatar looks like. What does that avatar feel like? Most importantly, where's the power in that avatar? What kind of tools do you have? What else is going on, right? And then with that, you can also look at things like, what is the surrounding area like in my virtual reality world? What kind of things are accessible? Where can I go? What can I do? And use that in creating your own dream map, if you will, of sensing what it could be like to have all of the things that you want to be present in your life. But the point is, it's always about the feeling. It's not about the detail of the thing. The things are fine. They're great. They'll come to us. They'll flow in and out of our life. But it's always about the feeling. So you have to anchor it to a feeling. Okay? And then the further you go in your journey, you can use other techniques to begin to envision and manifest. And you can do it very, very quickly in creating the world that you want around you. And I feel like it's important to think about or talk about the word manifestation, because I think some people actually have a hang up with it. You hear the word manifestation and you have a couple of concepts based on the programming you've been in. So if you've been in different religious, church-oriented type of programs, the word manifestation kind of can have an ugly association with it. It can also, sometimes I've heard people go, oh, it's the fake it till you make it, or it's prosperity, blah, blah, blah. There's a different belief set tied to a word. The other belief set might look at manifestations, oh, that just means law of attraction. And I've done law of attraction doesn't work. But there's so much more to it. This is not, it's simple and yet complex. Because really it boils down to the fact that as a multidimensional being, you can co-create with the entire universe exactly what it is you want. But you have to believe in it. You have to believe that you are valuable and worthy, and that you are the abundance, and that everything you need is already right there. You have to be able to live that and hold that high vibrational frequency. That's the other part of this, right? Is so the frequency has to come back to you. So if you're emanating unconditional love and putting out that I am abundant and vibrant and whole, and I have everything I want and I need and then some, watch it start coming back to you in matching that level of vibration. It will surprise you. I've been doing it this week without even realizing it, and I've had several validating moments. One related to weight loss when I wasn't even attempting it, because why would I bother? Nothing ever changes, right? But my mindset shifted around it, and I just let it go and moved more into my own power and my own love of self. And it's just doing its thing. The same thing around finances. I decided I wasn't even going to check the checking account. I had several things I wanted to get. They felt good. I wanted them on my person. And I bought like 4 or 5 different pieces of jewelry and different crystals and rocks that I wanted. And while laughing about realizing how much I had just spent, I actually opened my Venmo account and had about $500 sitting in my Venmo that I completely forgot and were sitting there. And it covered 2 weeks worth of my frivolous things that I bought and did for myself to feel good. I leaned into the feeling. I leaned into the freedom. And it was just there. It was just taken care of. So those are just little examples, but I do recommend that you have got to get out of the state of mind that the state of being that we are currently experiencing, no matter where you are in that experience, is the only one that you can access. Because it's not. But you do have to do a lot of healing work to pull yourself out of that. It's not as easy as it's just one mindset shift. I don't want to be in this world, so I'm going to turn and be in this world. There are things that you have to do to be able to hold that level of vibration, to maintain that, to manifest it, and to see it come in. I realize it's a much bigger topic, but these were the things I want to get out there for you today, and maybe we'll be talking about that again soon. So if you are currently making the shift to figure out the reality you want to be in, remember, now is the time to do it. This energy right now, everything is up for grabs. Everything and anything, and there's absolutely nothing impossible. You hold the keys to see what you want to come to fruition. And lastly, I would say, as you begin to do that, only think about a way that it could be. Don't bind yourself to any of the old programs or beliefs or the ways that things were being done, both at an institutional or systemic level. Drop that. It's on its deathbed. It is on life support. Okay? I can tell you, because I'm in a very different energetic space, to me, as of right now, that stuff is ancient history. It does not affect me. I do not see it. I do not experience on a daily basis. So you can do it. I do know it's real, and I know other people that are experiencing it too. So as you begin to dream, think about a beautiful, loving, wonderful, equitable world that you're living in, and begin to anchor to that energy and do your work to process and getting there, and it's going to happen very quickly. I promise you. So look forward to talking to y'all soon. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you're experiencing and what you think, and let's talk about it. And starting next week, I should be back with more videos, so have a great weekend.